Hey everyone, it's Natalie, also known as Knitty Natty. Today we are headed off to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, which is in Friendship, Maryland, it's hard to say. And I got lots and lots of vlog footage from that day that I'm going to show you. So take a look at that and then you'll head back here to me in New York City and I'll show you what I got. It took us about 30 minutes to drive from our hotel in Baltimore to the Howard County Fairgrounds in West Friendship, Maryland. The weather was cold and rainy, but that didn't stop knitters and their families from going to the show. We had to squish around in the mud to get to the entrance, so I was really glad I was wearing rain boots. There were booths all over the fairgrounds, so we just started right at the beginning in the first tents that we saw. Luckily, all of the yarn was protected from the rain. Whenever I see Polly Studios at a show, I have to stop in. They have mugs and yarn bowls for different fandoms, and I love that their mugs are dishwasher and microwave safe. They also hold up so well over time. Next, we headed over toward the barns. These are covered areas that are open at either end. They tend to be the most crowded places since there are vendors on either side. I can't remember exactly how many barns there were, but I want to say around 4 or 5, and each barn had around 10 or more booths. Something that is so fun about fiber festivals are the show colorways, like this one at Urban Girl Yarns. Show colorways are a special yarn just for that show. Sometimes they're exclusive for in-person purchases only, and sometimes you can get them online. Often they sell out very quickly. You'll see coming up that we tried to capture a lot of the special show colorways, and I linked as many as I could down below. This is one of my favorite stitch marker artists. I bought their New York set in woolen in Brooklyn, New York, so I had to get a Maryland set today. The cool thing about a sheep and wool festival is that there are tons of animals there. We saw a bunch of different breeds of sheep, and I'm sure there were more animals there, but we stayed away from most of the animal barns since Kent is allergic to hay. I was excited to see Neighborhood Fiber Company since I've heard so much about them from Jasmine and Gigi on the Knitmore Girls podcast. In fact, I had them so associated with the Knitmore Girls that I thought they were out of California, but nope, they're a local dyer right in Baltimore, Maryland. And there's more of their gorgeous show colorway on their website. So if you liked it, run and get it before it's gone. Now this is the cutest thing ever. I'm going to explain it more at the end when I share my purchases, spoiler alert, but I bought it as the perfect accessory for knitting and walking. That's not actually what it's for though, so any guesses as to what you use it for? And I learned after the fact that Cottontail Farms, who does the bags, and Gypsy Mountain Farm, who does the yarn, are a mother-daughter team. They had a beautiful bag and yarn combo for their show specials. Now we're finally in the main exhibition hall, which is what you may think of when you first think fiber show. We spent a lot of time in here warming up and making our final yarn purchases. We're halfway through the exhibition hall and we have arrived at Miss Babs. I think at most shows you'll find Miss Babs on a double booth end cap. Here is their beautiful show colorway. They had the sweetest and most helpful staff. I'll show you what I got in just a minute as the sit down wrap up and haul is coming up next. I wanted to just share some overall thoughts about the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival and to compare it to Rhinebeck a little bit, just in case you've been to Rhinebeck and you want, you have something to compare it to. So overall, I really did love the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. The only downside was something completely out of everyone's control, and that was the weather. I only did go for Saturday. I'm not sure if the weather was a little better on Sunday, but it is a 2-day festival, so the tickets were really affordable. I think they were $5 a day, which is great, very easy to get into. The parking was actually, aside from being very muddy, there was a lot of parking. Maybe there just wasn't a ton of people there, because I feel like I remember the Rhinebeck parking being a little bit difficult. But anyway, just in case you have not been to either of the festivals, the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival is on a fairgrounds. So while it is a primarily marketed towards knitters and crocheters, there are also tons of families, people that don't knit or crochet, going there to look at animals, to eat some fair food, and just to do something local, in their town. So you'll see a lot of families and stuff there as well, which makes it fun. I didn't try any of the food this time. We were just so freezing, and it was just misting and raining the entire time. So we were just ready to get out of there. I didn't stay for very long, but I think that I need to go back next year so that I can maybe do 2 days of the festival and get to do some hanging out and spending time together. So size-wise, I would say that it's probably 3/4 of the size of Rhinebeck, maybe between 1/2 and 3/4. Don't really know how to base that. It could be exactly the same size. I have no idea. It did seem pretty spread out. There was tons of vendors. There was vendors out in tents, covered tents. Then there's these barns that are open on either end, the doorways are open on either end but closed on the sides that you can walk through. And then there was a kind of some exhibition halls. There's one main exhibition hall to go through. So many things to look at and choose from. Lots of animals to look at. We didn't look at too many animals because Kent was with me and he is allergic to hay, and so we didn't want to stay hanging around for too long. But we did go in and warm up in those buildings as well. So overall, really great experience. Looking forward to going again another time, maybe if we go next year. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to share, we stayed in Baltimore, which was a 30-ish minute drive to West Friendship, which is where the Sheep and Wool Festival is held. And that was great. I think we would stay in Baltimore if we go again next year. We would just stay in a different area. The area that we were in was the inner harbor, but we were not on the water. We were more like in the city. We were limited on hotels because we had toasters, so we had to find something dog friendly. And the area that we were in was just kind of like a ghost town. Like we didn't really see a lot of people there. There wasn't really a ton going on. And then we went to this other area. I'm not sure what it's called. It wasn't even that far away, maybe a mile. It was like closer to the water, and it was just this like very lively, lots of restaurants, bars, and things. So we think we'll want to stay closer to that area so we have some walkable restaurants and things to go to next time. Maybe leave Toaster at home with a dog sitter. Okay, so that's a summary, and hopefully there was lots and lots of things for you to look at and see along with the vlog. So I wanted to share what I purchased. I have a relatively small haul, but I did have fun shopping on Saturday. It was great. I got to see so many people. I got to meet more of my members for the first time, more of the Love and Stitches members for the first time in person. It's so funny, like meeting people in person that you've talked to a lot on Zoom, even seen their faces. It doesn't really feel like you're meeting for the first time, but it's like, it's such a weird experience, like in a good way, but it was a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this in order, not that it matters, but just for my sanity in the day, this is the order of the things that I purchased. So the first thing I believe that I got is this glowy, happy, beautiful yarn from Urban Girl Yarns. The whole booth was just so bright and so happy. I'll try to link this shop down below. I really liked them in general, like the people that were working the booth. They had a lot of yarns that were named after justices and other like politicians and change makers and everything. And so I thought that was just really, really cool. This was their show colorway for this year. It's called Tabula Rosa. And I am not going to be keeping this one. I'm going to use it for a giveaway at some point. I just really liked it and really liked them and thought it was really beautiful. And I don't want to add to my stash right now, so I am considering this a prize, even though I'm not giving it away right now. I'm just going to hang on to it and use it for a giveaway. Or am I going to give it away right now? You'd think I'd plan this out better. Maybe I will give it away right now and think about what I want to do and how I want to give it away. But this dyer is out of Virginia. Not gonna focus. I think Alexandria. There's lots of like Virginia dyers and stuff kind of pretty close to Maryland. So that was really pretty. And I was always looking for all of the show colorways. We try to capture a ton of them because I just think it's fun to get something that you can't get anywhere else. Or I think now you can get a lot of the show colorways online afterwards, but it's still kind of fun to like go in there and get something that was dyed just for that event. Okay, next up, no, does this not, oh yes it does. Okay, so we went into this booth that had both yarn and bags. Cottontail Farm was the bags. The yarn I'm not remembering, but I think we did get some pretty good video of that. So I saw these little things, and raise your hand if you know what it is. So I saw them and I thought, oh my gosh, that is the perfect thing for walking around with your knitting. It will fit one cake of yarn. This part snaps off, so you could like hook it onto your purse, your belt loop, you know, another knitting bag, and then you could just walk around with the sock knitting. And the woman overheard me and she goes, that's so funny because that's not actually what they're for, but you can totally do that. She either said you can totally do that or people have been getting them for that. Like she knew, she kind of had heard of that. So I guess there's something that spinners use that you can like hang off your spinning wheel and put your fiber in. So that's what it's technically for, but that's not what I'm gonna use it for. So if you knew what that was, good job. I thought the pink sheep, one black sheep, well, there's more than one black sheep, but the black sheep is so cute. So this is from Cottontail Farm, and next time I use it to walk around and knit, I will try to snap a picture on Instagram and show you how it works. Okay, so then we saw one of my favorite stitch marker makers, which is Wee Ones. I have several of these that I got in Brooklyn at Woolen. They carry them, and it was cool to meet the sculptor. behind it. So of course I had to get some of these Orioles. I almost said the wrong thing again. Kent was making fun of me because I said that they were Baltimore Ravens because I didn't know an Oriole was a bird, even though I knew that these were orange and the Ravens aren't orange, but whatever. So if I do when I do a giveaway of that yarn, I will likely give you a couple of these because I don't need 4 of them. All the same, I just like usually to keep one, so I'll probably be giving away a few of these. But I thought that was a really fun reminder of being in Maryland. And the other ones she had were like Edgar Allan Poe, as an Edgar Allan Poe set. So it was a raven. No, ravens are black. It was a raven and like a book and a heart and I don't know, some other things. I'm not really an Edgar Allan Poe fan. Like I don't really know much about Edgar Allan Poe, but I did know that there's a connection with Maryland. So those were there too. But she's got all kinds of cute animals and different things, so you should check out Wee Ones. Oh, you know what I forgot to show? This was the first thing that I got because my sweet friend Amy got it for me. So this was not a purchase at Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. This was from, there's a couple events that were happening on Friday. One is called Yarn Centric, and I think that's where this is from, though it could have also been from Magpie. I'm not really sure, but I can tell you who makes the bag, and that is Tanny Casey. Nice canvas on the inside. I mean, this just looks like a really great bag. I actually have needed some more bags like this. I'll probably use it for like socks and then fold it down like so, because I like the box bottoms. They stand up really nicely. So this was actually the first thing that I got. Thank you, Amy, for getting this for me. I thought that was really sweet. I was a little sad I couldn't make it out on Friday to go to some of the events, so this was a nice, really nice surprise. Okay, I'm almost done actually, but this is where we get into like some bigger yarn purchases. So I love to find Miss Babs whenever I'm at a festival because Miss Babs Yarns is out of Tennessee, and at the yarn store I used to work at, Bliss Yarns in Brentwood, Tennessee, we carried Miss Babs. So Miss Babs has always had a special place in my heart, and I knew she was doing, or I guessed that she was doing a show colorway, and this was the show colorway. Super pretty. Love the blue. There's pink in there, and it is called Kite Surfing, and you can even see it says Maryland Sheep and Wool 2022. Who can resist a show colorway? So I liked this. I was grabbing it, you know, again, to just use as a giveaway because I thought it was pretty, but I don't know if I'll use it myself. And then I saw, or actually, I don't know if it was me or Amy who I was shopping with, the one that got me the bag. We saw one of the people working in the booth was wearing an Inclinations shawl. And I do have a picture to show you. Inclinations by, it is the Inclinations cowl, sorry. There's a shawl and a cowl. This is the Inclinations cowl by Andrea Mowry. What's that telling me to do? Write the email to the testers. And what they had done instead of using spin cycle yarn is they had used one of their yarns, not this color, but this color we liked, and then 3 colors from one of their mini packs. So you'll see that the mini pack looks all messed up, and that's because this is a gradient set of Yummy 2-ply, which is their fingering weight, one of their fingering weight base, and it had 6 colors in it. But what Amy and I did is we each got one of these, and then we each took 3 from the pack of 6 so that we can use that for our Inclinations shawl. So that's what they had done, Inclinations cowl. They had used 1 skein of fingering weight and 3 of the colors from a gradient set to make this just really cool looking Inclinations cowl. I think the main color they used was more variegated, so we'll have to see how ours come out, but I think it's gonna be really pretty. So yeah, we just split this set, and so there were like other colors, imagine, in between these pinks, and obviously, you know, I love a pink set. I think those are gonna be pretty together, so I'm excited for that project. So how many, I don't know how many grams this is, but I'll have to count that as into the stash for the end of May. Okay, one last thing. This was a big purchase of sweaters quantity. So I have seen this yarn now. I think I saw it at Rhinebeck, but maybe not. Maybe I've seen it somewhere else. But you know how sometimes you have to like see something several times before you're like, okay, I'm ready to buy it now. And that was Loop yarn. So this is Loop. This is their yin and yang worsted weight. It just has a really smooth, good feel to it. And it's such a cool yarn. It's, I guess, essentially it's almost like it's marled already in one yarn. And this color is called Makeup. And so I got to talking to the person who I think owns Loop yarn, and she was telling me about the concept of everything. So there is this yarn, and then there's the opposite of it, which is like mostly pink with a little bit of this tan in there, whereas this one is mostly tan with a little bit of the pink. And all of the yarns have like, they're paired up like opposites, where there's more of the color and then more of the neutral, and it's just super, super cool. And they had tons of samples in their booth, which is really what made me want to finally use this yarn, because when you first see it and you're like, well, what do I do with it? And I saw their sample of the Nurtured sweater. So another Andrea Mowry pattern. This one is called Nurtured. It's been around for a little while, and it's just a textured cropped sweater. It's really cute, and it looks so good in their yarn. They didn't have it in this color. They had it in like a more of a neutral color, but I thought it was great. And so I got the 6 skeins. You okay, Toaster? It's cropped. I got the 6 skeins that I needed for that, and I am, just like I am with this Something Cozy that I'm knitting, I'm so excited to cast this on and start this. It's not weather appropriate really anymore because it is a heavier yarn, but I don't know, it's pretty cold today, so maybe not, but I'm really, really excited to make that. So another few skeins into the stash, but hopefully something that's gonna go back out very, very quickly. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I set it over here to protect it. Last thing, this is the actually last thing. So whenever I see Poly Studios, I always need to get a mug from them. This is probably my like 6th mug from them. They do lots of fandom stuff, so if you're into like Star Wars, they have knitting ones. They're so fun. Definitely gaming, definitely take a look on their website. But all of their stuff is microwave and dishwasher safe. They also make yarn bowls. They're great. So I've never gotten a mug quite this big. I mean, I have a small face, but this is really big. So I'm very excited about that. I love the pink and everything. And again, microwave and dishwasher safe. So you gotta love that. I thought it was a really, really cool shape. I am very excited to use this mug. I don't use mugs to drink coffee because I want my coffee to stay hot, so I usually use a Yeti, but for my tea that I drink almost every night, I use a mug. So I'm really excited to have another beautiful mug to use. Okay, I will do my best to link those different shops down below just in case you see something and you want to go see if they have more of it. I will have those linked. So that is everything. Another fun show wrapped in the books. I don't think I have anything else planned until September, which is DFW Fiber Fest, but who knows what will crop up along the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!